Well, welcome to Age Friendly, and we are going to have an exciting program for you today. My name is Rebecca Johnson. I'm the host of the program. We certainly hope that you had an enjoyable summer. And here we are into fall, and we're going to be talking about food, which is one thing. And Mary Debakker, who is the Food and Kitchen Director at Roots Community Center, is my guest. And Mary, one of the things I think a lot of people really know, or maybe they don't know, they've heard about the Roots, and it's had a variety of names over the years and everything. But tell us, or can you give an overview of what it is from your perspective as an employee there?
Yeah, for sure. So Roots is a community food center, which means that we are a good food organization, and we fall under the umbrella of Community Food Centers Canada, which is a network of organizations like ours that goes coast to coast to coast.
Right.
So we are one of many, and we work within that national umbrella organization. But we are a standalone organization. We started in Thunder Bay as Roots to Harvest, and many people still know us as Roots to Harvest, and in fact, the Roots to Harvest sign is still on our building. And we do lots of programs that enhance the community, and they're all centered around food as the piece that brings people together and unifies all of the programming that we do, which is quite diverse.
Right, and we're going to get into some of that as we talk this afternoon. One of the things that you'd mentioned right now is good food. You use that word. What does that mean?
Well, good food means a lot of things to a lot of different people.
Okay.
Community Food Centers Canada has what they call good food organizations, and that is quite a diversity of organizations. For us, one of our main tenets is that we operate under the dignified food access model, which has in and of itself quite a bit to it, but we want to make sure that people are accessing quality foods and that they have choice and that they maintain their dignity in all of the programming that we do.
Now, you have your main office or building at Fort William Road and, what is that, Water Street? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, we're at the corner of Fort William Road and Fort William Road, which is kind of funny.
I know.
But
I'm just trying to think what to call it.
Typically, we let folks know that we're right next door to the Moose Hall because most people in Thunder Bay know where the Moose Hall is.
But you also have other locations.
Yeah, so we do. Our main office is, as you said, at 450 Fort William Road. In season, so during the growing season, we have 2 urban farm sites. So we have one on the north end at Volunteer Pool. So we have a 1-acre garden where we run an employment program for youth 15 to 18-year-olds who are students of the Lakehead Public School Board, and they are there farming in July and August, and then now it's September, and we still are present at the site. We're still growing vegetables there, and we have usually school groups coming out and helping. The second urban farm site we have is behind the Lakehead Adult Education Center, and that's at 125 Lily Street South, so that's on the south end of town. And we have a 2-acre garden site there where our show program, which is the Seasonal Horticultural Outdoor Worker Program, it's ongoing for another month or so, so they wrap up in October. And that's an employment program for 18 to 30-year-olds where we provide a supportive employment atmosphere for folks to experience working and working a full growing season here in Thunder Bay. So there's a 2-acre site, and they farm that land and grow tons and tons of vegetables there. So those are our kind of 3 main sites. We do also operate, Roots is the host organization for Oasis in Thunder Bay, and so we have 2 Oasis sites, which is another national organization for folks aging in place. And so our 2 Oasis sites in Thunder Bay are at the Castle Green co-op housing, and we have a staff person who operates out of there. And then last but not least, at Bayview Towers, which used to be called Academy Towers,
Right.
and that is our other Oasis site in Thunder Bay, and we have a staff person who operates out of there. So yeah,
It's you have lots. I remember when you started, when it was Roots. It wasn't Roots to Harvest. Was that the name?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Oh, I got it right. Anyway, the point being, it was just a small little organization, and to broaden where you're at now is significant.
we have grown tremendously.
That's right.
Yeah, and over a fairly short period of time, and we're
Right.
always changing and expanding.
And our program is really geared for our age friendly, is for older adults, but you really are touching base with hiring young people in the summer, as well as the programs. We're going to get into a couple of your senior programs a little bit later in the program today. But certainly, you really cover all ages in some component or another.
Yes, we do. We mostly try and focus all of our attention on teenagers and older.
Okay.
So we don't have any programming specifically geared to children or babies, but we work within the school systems. So both in the public schools and the Catholic School Board, and we work with school groups there and have all sorts of programming for teenagers, and then also a certain amount for 18 to 30-year-olds. We do food education programs, and then we have food access programs, such as our community food markets, and that isn't geared to any one age group, although it's open to anyone to shop there, although it typically appeals more to adults than children come along with their parents.
You mentioned, the work that you do with the Lakehead School Board, Public School Board. Now, do you have other partners besides that?
Yes, we are an organization. We really are all about building relationships. So we work with lots of different organizations in different ways on many different projects. One of our big projects with the Lakehead School Board is that we partner with a local, semi-local company called Horizon North.
Right.
And we operate the cafeterias in the 3 public high schools. And so this is our 3rd year with the Get Fresh cafes in the Lakehead Public School Boards, operating in partnership with Horizon North. Because although we're much larger than we used to be, we're still a fairly small organization. So that's one example within the school board.
And that's really important. Is there other organizations? Well, you put different activities on, so I'm assuming that you partner with other organizations throughout the year.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we partner with other organizations. Many of our fundraisers that you'll see, it will be not only fundraisers for us, but fundraisers for us and other charities. So we partner with other organizations that way. The rising tide lifts all boats. And we love to do that. We also partner with different organizations on different projects as needed. So our community food markets are a great example. We haven't really talked about what they are, but they are a market where we buy fruits and vegetables wholesale.
Right. And we have to conclude on that because we're out of time for this segment.
Yeah.
But Mary will come back to that and tell people how they can get some food that's inexpensive.
Absolutely.
Mary Debakker, my guest. Well, welcome back to Age Friendly, and we're going to be talking to Mary Debakker from the Roots Community Food Center, and she is their Food and Kitchen Director. And talking about food is the fact that you have a community food market. And at the first segment, we just got into that, Mary. So what is a community food market?
So Roots operates community food markets, which are mostly fruit and vegetable markets, where we buy the fruits and veggies wholesale, and then we sell them for less than we buy them for. So it's a really terrible business model, but it's really great for folks because they are getting high quality, fresh can be, fruits and veggies. We get a lot of folks who are saying, it's often appears more fresh than at the grocery store. And
And the price, as you said, is really, because we were just talking before the program today, the fact that food is getting very expensive for people. So you can get it at a very good price.
yeah, so it's discounted.
Yeah.
And it's available in quantities that folks, may want. So there's a lot, especially as people age, there's a lot of single households.
Right.
Where when you go to the grocery store, you might not want to buy, a big bag of onions. You might just want a single onion. And you can buy one onion.
Yes.
And you can buy a single carrot or a bag of carrots.
Right.
And yeah, we sell it at a loss. And then you were mentioning partnerships. We also, every market that we have is run in partnership with someone. And we have different partners throughout Thunder Bay that provide their clients with gift cards to the market. So some folks are able not only to shop at a discounted rate, but also provided with gift cards that can make
So
it.
explain that a little bit further. If you were an organization, whatever there is, it doesn't matter what the organization is, I can get gift cards to give to people?
Yeah, and so that looks like lots of different ways. So, eating more fruits and vegetables really improves people's health. So a lot of times, so in Thunder Bay, our main partner for the food markets is Norwest Community Health Clinic, and they provide with clients who, are demonstrating a need to improve the consumption of fruits and vegetables in their lives. They provide them with gift cards to the market, and they can shop at no cost to them. So not only is it discounted, but for some folks, they can come and shop at no cost to them.
All right.
In Thunder Bay, there are several providers of the gift cards. Roots doesn't.
You're not in the business of that.
We don't do that.
No,
we provide the infrastructure for the market, and so in Thunder Bay, we have 4 markets every week. So we're Tuesday at the Kinsman Center in Northwood, and we run a market from 1 to 3. And we run 3 markets a week at our site on Fort William Road. So we're there on Wednesdays from 4 to 7, Thursdays from 2 to 6, and Fridays from 10 to 1. So it's a somewhat confusing schedule. However, it is available. It's posted on our website. It's posted on our social media. And we try and vary the days and hours so that it can accommodate all schedules if folks are working or...
And it's the same food at each location, basically?
It is essentially the same food. And most of it is stuff that we, people will come and they say, oh, is this all food you grow? Because we do grow food. The reality is we couldn't run a market year-round with only local produce. And people want their bananas and their grapes and their pineapples, which it's just not possible to grow here.
No.
In season, so at this time of year, we do have produce from our garden. So, there's kale and Swiss chard and beans and whatever the bounty of the moment is from our gardens, which is seasonally changing. And then all of the regular fruits and veggie staples are available, and we purchase those from a local wholesaler.
If you were watching and you didn't have a computer, because a lot of, seriously,
No, a lot of folks
number
don't.
of seniors don't have computers. So if I could I phone and get the dates and things like that?
Yeah. If you're not sure, you could phone and get the dates. We also have printed flyers because it is consistent week to week, but it's not like we're open every day and the same hours.
Right, but if you live close to one of those locations, then you could get that into your calendar, so to speak, and that would be the day you would go. You don't have to be going to 4 different places, so to speak.
No, exactly. And we're 3 days a week at Roots, offering those markets. We also have a market that happens weekly at Lily Street on Wednesdays, where it is more of a traditional farm market where we sell just the produce that we grow. And we sell that produce at actual farm market prices. So for folks who are not struggling with income, or that's convenient for them, or they are also wanting to purchase whatever other things that we have available, other swag.
Right.
There is that option as well.
Yeah.
That market runs from 10 to 3 on Wednesdays, although it'll be wrapping up in October once
Well,
the
you
growing
won't have any
season
more
comes.
produce. So.
Yeah, well,
we'll get to
a
that
lot
one.
less.
But it's available there, and I think that's the most important particularly for older adults. If they're having struggling and it's time for them, you can go and get food at a reasonable cost. And if you're really stuck, you can go to one of the organizations that your partner is and get a gift certificate.
Yeah, and so every
really
organization has their own criteria.
Of course.
For how they provide these gift cards.
Right.
But there are several providers in Thunder Bay, and if there's anyone watching who runs an organization that thinks that this might be a good fit for them, we're always happy to partner with other organizations who are looking to sponsor clients in this way.
And we're going to just get into the start of it, but you have an event coming up on the September the 20th at the marina, and it's dealing with some of the food and things like that.
Yeah, so we are running our second ever grand parade at the marina on the 20th, and that is a fundraising walk for seniors and elders programming at Roots. So it goes to 2 main streams. The main thing that we are fundraising for is our seniors and elders meals, which we can talk about after.
Yeah.
And then also for our OASIS programs, because those are the things that we do that are specifically targeted for seniors and elders, and only seniors and elders.
Now, sometimes the program airs after the event. This program airs after the event. If it does, and we're watching, and somebody says, well, I couldn't participate, it's over with, can they still be involved in some way and donate?
Yeah, it's great that you ask.
Yeah.
So the actual event is at the Marina Park on the 20th of September in the morning, but people have up to a month after to donate. And the other good news is, if you're not able to make the event, or maybe you didn't even know about it in advance, you can sign up even after the fact and walk elsewhere.
So it's
at a different moment at your convenience. So it's a 2.5 or 5 kilometer walk, and it's great if you can do it in community. And we will have a fabulous light lunch after the walk on the 20th. But if that doesn't work for folks, or if they, for whatever reason, missed the boat,
participate yourself.
Yeah, you can.
And that's and I think giving back to the community is so very, very important. We need to do that. We're going to be talking about some of the other activities that you have when we come back, Mary, but this is really great information. So Mary Debakker, my guest, and we're talking about, of course, all the information from the Roots Community Food Center. Well, again, welcome back to Age Friendly, and we're talking about the Roots Community Food Center. Mary Debakker, who is the Food and Kitchen Director there, is our guest. And Mary, there's so many things to talk about this center. You know, when you think about it, I always think of food, but you have all kinds of programs. But one that's really cool is the fact that you give free dinner and a free lunch. I've been to both, and it's really good. It is.
Yeah, it's probably one of our most popular programs.
Correct. Yeah.
It's been ongoing. We started about 2.5 years ago now, and we do a meal for seniors and elders every Wednesday. So we do an evening meal, a dinner. Wednesdays we serve from 5 to 6:30, and then we also do a lunchtime on Fridays. And that goes from 11 to 12:30.
Right.
And it is a lot of fun. It is a free meal, and it provides lots of company and community.
I wanted you to get that in, because otherwise I was going to ask you about it. It's the socialization that's so important for people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, we get a lot of folks who come, because it helps stretch your food budget. But we get, I would say, more folks who come for an easy access evening out, right? There is no barriers in terms of coming, although parking might be considered a bit of a challenge,
Yeah.
a bit tricky if you're a driver and you have low mobility. But other than that, we welcome you. It is a table service meal, so we don't do takeout. Many food access places are based on takeout, but we have communal dining. We have a large, lovely, bright dining room and friendly servers and several staff.
Yeah.
And a great atmosphere, and we often have other things going on. There is always a delicious surprise meal. We get a lot of feedback from folks that they love coming to try new things.
Yes.
And you never quite know what you're going to get, but we can always accommodate dietary needs and restrictions. And sometimes you might try something new and it might be your new favorite thing.
That's right.
And sometimes you might just get to try something new and make a new friend.
And do you have a number of volunteers? I know you have staff there, but you also have a number of volunteers that come out and help serve the meals.
Yeah, so we have lots and lots of volunteers, and also many of our volunteers are older adults. So if there's folks watching and they're looking for a new way to engage with community and have time and talents to share, we're always looking for new volunteers, and they can reach out to us by phone or by email, and we do volunteer orientations because it takes so many hands.
That's right, to make that all happen.
happen.
And one of the things that I found when I went was that's when I was leaving, that's when I found out that you were actually, you could buy food, like an onion or carrots or whatever, and you could don't have to buy a whole package of them, you can get a few. But that is something when you go on the Wednesday at lunch, the Wednesday's the supper, and then Friday is the lunch, and you can buy your food afterwards.
Yeah, so the meals do coincide with market times, and we do that on purpose so that it can be a little bit of a one-stop shop. So
it works out really well.
Yeah.
One of the other things you do, though, is you have a learning opportunity for people. Like you have a not a school, that's too formal, but you have people come in and talk about different things.
Yeah.
It's an education.
Exactly. Yeah. So we received a grant this spring from Community Food Centres Canada, and it was a grant from the Walton Trust. And so we've been very blessed to be able to offer more extensive programming to our diners. And we've started this past summer and we'll be running for the next couple of years. And once a month, we have a lunch and learn that happens on the Friday, just after the Friday lunch. And we have a rotating guests who are dietitians and occupational therapists, and they talk about topics to do with either diet or, how to age well through movement in your home and in your life. And so we have those topics that happen, 1 month
do you
on
have
a regular
that
basis.
Every time or just once in a while?
We just do it once in a while, and the schedule is a little bit ad hoc, but it is always posted with a poster of what's upcoming at the meals, and we do announce it. We are also offering cooking classes for seniors and elders that has been made possible through this same grant, and we call it our well-seasoned cooking classes. It is specifically for our diners, so if you are interested in these cooking classes, come to a meal and talk to a staff person, and we can get you signed up for the next cooking class. The dietitians, we have various dietitians that come into Roots and work in conjunction with me, and we do really fun, different dietary topics related to aging and cooking.
That's really important. So it's not just, coming to eat and picking up food. You're going to learn as well as you're going along with all of it. And how to cook some of this food. Because really there's new vegetables and fruits out now that you can access at any time of the year, it seems to me. so you can learn how to use them.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's kind of exciting. Do you have a good turnout of people that come to the cooking classes?
Oh, absolutely.
Right,
There
okay.
is a great demand. I mean, it is super fun.
Right.
It's super hands-on. It's totally free.
Yeah.
And so demand has been robust, and we make it so that folks sign up for one, because we do it once a month.
Right.
We cap it at one class per season, per person.
Well, that's really important. And,
Yeah.
And you encourage people to come. Is there just, I don't like to be sexist, but is it just for women? It's for men. A lot of men like to cook.
That's a great question. No, it is for everyone.
Anyway, all right.
Who is well seasoned.
Yes.
So which we define as 60 plus.
Mary, this is great information. Way more things that go on at the Roots Community Food Center than most people know. So thank you for identifying that for us today. And I'm sure you're going to have more people coming on Fridays for lunch or Wednesdays for supper, and then buying their fruits and vegetables while they're there. So thank you very much. And we're going to finish our program today with Linda Debakker with our 1 moment of exercise. So after you've eaten all the food that you're going to do at the Community Food Center, then make sure that you do your exercise for 1 moment. Enjoy your rest of the day.
Hi, I'm Linda Debakker. Now, did you know that your calf muscles are your second heart? Your heart beats, the blood goes down, and the calf muscles give the blood an extra push through the veins back to the heart. So it assists in circulating the blood throughout the body. So this is one exercise how to really work the calves and at the same time strengthen your feet and your ankles. I'm going to start with my feet just a little bit apart, and I have my sternum lifted. I'm just going to add a few little bends. Now I'm going to plie, which is the bend, pop my heels, straighten, and lower. And I'm only going to do a few reps with this, but I would like you, when you're doing it, to go into 5 to 6 reps. Let's lift now, lift. I'm holding on to the chair just for balance, trying not to push too much of my upper body weight into the chair. I want the legs to do the work. Standing nice and tall, we're gonna add a little plie and lift. So bend and straighten, right? Being careful with your knees if you have knee issues. Do about 8 of those, and then little tiny pulses for about 8. You can try removing your hand from the chair to balance. Now this can be done parallel, a turnout, a wider parallel, and a turnout. Stretching, very important to stretch the calves so that they do not become restricted. So you want that blood flow. I have my feet parallel, the foot is back, the other foot is forward, and I start with just a little bend into the front knee. Breathe in. Now imagine that there's clay through the back heel, and you want to push that clay into the floor a little bit more, and then come forward a little bit. So not only is this great for getting the blood flow going, but strengthens ankles, feet, calves, which consists of the soleus and the gastrocnemius. So keep the stretch going, the calves lengthened, so that you can have a free blood flow. Bye.